Good afternoon. This is Bob from Trade Genius. I'm reporting for Next News Network. It's the weekend of November 13th and 14th, and I'm putting out some videos just talking about the market in general to help people kind of understand what's going on in the market, but also to really understand how the game is played. And this one I titled "How the Media and How the Financial Elites Use the Media, a Willing Partner, in their endeavors to separate you from your money." Now you have to bear in mind is that the people who advertise on these financial news networks are the brokers, are the bankers, and so when they have a news story they want to get planted, they use these folks, and these folks are happy to oblige. And what they need to do is remember when somebody is selling something to you, they're trying to get rid of it. Okay, and these are the people that have the best information, and these are the people that have most of the assets. And what they're doing is they're trying to convince you and persuade you to make a decision that's actually going to benefit the other party and not yourself. And because people have this natural tendency to believe what they think are authority figures, they'll make those decisions and move. And we've had actually 3 of those this week, and the third one's still in motion. And on Wednesday of this week we had, or Tuesday, I have to look at the charts, but they had an inventory report for oil that basically just plummeted oil, and it dropped 2 or 3%, and the whole news is bearish oil, bearish oil, bearish oil. Oil's going to 35, oil's going to 36. And what it does is it moves investors and it moves people that aren't connected to make a decision to short the market. Well, these financial elites need to have people leveraged and positioned wrongly to be able to make money trading it in a different direction. And what they did was the next morning they used another news report to not only take the price back up, but blew it right through all the trend lines. And so what they got people to do is to get caught, we call goofy footed, surfing term. Their foot's placed wrong on the trade. And a lot of these people are trading with leverage, and they're traded wrong, and they had to turn around and cover their bets. And so these people had a free ride on a move that's going to change a direction. And it wasn't just that. So we've been hearing all week about the USDA crop reports. And on Friday, the crop estimates came out, and the USDA is notoriously optimistic. And, you got to realize, how the bankers and the financial people in New York are together. Well, the USDA and the big food processors are together. And so, they want the processors to get the food at the cheapest price, hell with the farmer. And so what they do is they just scare these people into these incredibly optimistic crop reports. And then as the price was going down, you had all these other people, these enablers are telling you it's going to be limit down, limit down. What it means is that you're going to be stuck at a price and you won't be able to trade the rest of the day because it fell far enough that you have to wait till tomorrow to get in, and it could be down 3, 4, 5%, stock market sometimes 10%, and then you're stuck, and then the next day the panic ensues. Well, all that was to do is to get you to dump your shares, because within 2 hours, the oil, the corn, and the wheat prices were not only back to where they were before this estimate, they were higher, because we're going into now the season where prices move higher for food. And then, as you probably been hearing from my reports, is that China has been the unknown buyer in the markets for the last 2.5 weeks. They're buying hundreds of million tons of soybeans and corn and wheat. Their country is essentially waterlogged right now. And so the French harvest is a mess too. So all these guys did was get people to panic and to dump out of their prices. Farmers are trying to protect their crops that they own. So they're shorting along with everybody else to make sure that they don't lose their pricing. And then they turn around and blast this thing back up. And then these farmers have to turn right around and go long again. And so they lose money, speculating when they shouldn't have to be. And so this is how they manipulate the markets. Now what we're hearing is that, this is the most benign market in the world. Nobody's selling. Everything's quiet. Impending doom is upon us. And, I'm bearish just in general of the of just the economy. But I've learned a long time ago that I have to separate those feelings from the way I trade. And so I'm smelling a rat. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks that we now start to blow off. And so, there's no reason why they're going to let people into office in an election that are adamantly opposed to them. And they have the assets, the wherewithal, the media behind them. So they're trying to tell people right now, hey, this is a scary time to be in the market. We're coming into the fall, and to get people to short the market again because they need that fuel to pop it back up. So my advice to people here is to really understand, the market itself, the seasons of the market, and not listen so much to the news. Or if you listen to the news, try to understand the agenda. I trade all day long and I don't have the news on. All I have in front of me is my charts. And so that is my voting machine. As you could see, other traders starting to move. And in fact, on Friday, when I saw corn and wheat go down, I went into the futures market and I bought corn pretty heavily because I knew this was the move we've been waiting for, because they needed big volume to get people out. And so I just caution people the media is not your friend. The people on TV are not your friends. They're there for one reason. They work for the people who are advertising with them. They're not educating you. They're evangelizing you. And I just need you to be careful. And this is Bob from Trade Genius. I'll report on some daily activities during the week, and just have a great weekend. And I'm reporting for Nets News Network, and have a good one. Bye-bye.
It's time to live the life you deserve. Trade Genius offers daily stock market alerts sent straight to your mobile device. We do the research on the market, then we text you when we buy and when we sell. We do all the work. You make the profits. It's that easy. Take advantage of our 70% average win